hold on. Let me do a. Cute. There's 2 staff members in EC, so I don't need to be here. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Toon, go ahead. Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are if they've never heard of you.
I'm Toon. I'm a bard on the red server. I'm a guild Nihilum, just an officer.
How long have you been played?
Play red. I've been playing. I played on blue for a long time. I was playing blue when it was in global OOC.
So you are no stranger to the P99 community as a whole.
No, my neck beard is very exquisite.
That's good. That's good. You have the neck beard to prove your legitimacy here.
Yeah,
That is good. That is good.
and yeah, I've been playing a long time. Come play red. It's a fun time. Hit me up.
He will maybe help you with things.
Pixel packages galore.
Pixel packages galore, he says.
If you come play with me.
Are we in a live stream here?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are. Yes, we
Okay.
absolutely are. Hold on 1 second. Lasher, go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell them who, in case they never heard of Lasher. Tell them who you are.
You probably never heard of Lasher if you are from the blue server. I played VZTZ from essentially day one, which is, I want to say 2005 or 6. I don't know what that was. I rolled with a small crew at first. It was me, a character named Gong Show, and Let's Joe. The 3 of us fought the top guild as like a skirmish crew. That server re-rolled. The 3 of us joined a guild called Heresy, which was about 30 people fighting a guild called Fishbait, which is about 100 people.
That is a guild that everybody in the P99 community should be familiar with.
Yeah, and we pretty much demolished that guild. But it was fun fights. I think there's some YouTube videos, you can find them. And then some of us started Holocaust on Red 99 until Pay Me Linda banned us for 2 weeks for doing what Nihilum was doing.
Actually, Rogan banned you for 2 weeks, not
Same
not
diff.
Amalinda. Actually, it's a pretty huge difference. It's pretty huge. If it was Amalinda, it probably would have gotten overturned. But because it was, in fact, the Emperor himself who banned you, there was no turning back. And for what it's worth, I have told Rogan that was a horribly mishandled situation. I'm trying to get Phantom from Azrael to join me. He should be logging into Skype and adding me as a contact any moment now, and then we can get him involved too. The reason I'm kind of bringing you guys here is... Oh, hold on. That might be him. Oh, well, that's X-Staff. It's different. But, that being said, am I done on this? What guild am I in? I'm switching guilds like it's going on style. I need to get off this server before I get AIDS. Long server, because that's what I feel the red server is going to give me, by the way. Lasher, you're not currently playing on Red 99, that's correct?
Oh, definitely not. I'm not wasting my time in that server.
That is a very positive attitude. Can you tell me if you are excited about the team server, and if yes, why? If not, why not?
Oh, I'm definitely excited about the team server. Why? Because EverQuest is a drug to me, I suppose. Like, it's the only game I really like playing. But also, it's an aspect I never played. Like, I started EverQuest in 1999 on Talonzek, September 15th, like when it opened up. And I never got to play like the real hardcore teams. That's what I'm expecting. So I think it'll be a new dynamic that most people haven't experienced. Because Talonzek was the only hardcore team, I believe, and not a lot of people played there.
That's correct. Solenzek was the only hard-coded PvP server, and you're also correct that it was the lowest populated server of them all. So I think I think that Solenzek was just an absolute cesspool for griefing. And I will do absolutely everything within my realm of authority to ensure that the team server is not a Solenzek clone. I don't mind the hard-coded teams. I don't mind the deity teams. I don't mind... I mean, the only things I mind are the level limit, which allowed 60s to kill 20s, and... or, I mean, fucking 8s for that matter. And the training. I was not a fan of that, because people that suck at PvP think they're gods because they know how to dump mobs. It's like, good job, you can flop on a monk. You've won EQ.
So what teams do you have down on paper?
There's 3 of them. It's on a notepad file. You can't see it, but it's on my other monitor right as now as we speak.
Is that written on your envelope that works as a mouse pad?
The teams?
Yeah.
No, absolutely
write it-
not.
Didn't
Absolutely
write it on
not.
that.
What happened to the idea of just Team A, Team B, and Team C, and you pick which one you're on
Well,
at character select?
we decided
its own
that has not been ruled out, but we're leaning more towards a team system that actually makes sense if possible.
Yeah, the ABC
And-
thing has its own set of problems. It's not the cure-all that everybody thinks it is.
What's the problem?
Well, without going into too much detail, I guess, if you have A, B, and C, or 1, 2, 3, or whatever, and everything is allowed on each team, you're going to end up with one team just getting stacked because people can just pick.
Well,
Does
everyone's
that
gonna be on
make
Team
sense?
Nihilum anyway. I mean,
It's not necessarily true.
yeah, I know, true. I'm just messing.
Just breaking balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, nothing has been decided team-wise other than we're really leaning towards 3 hard-coded teams.
And the setup you have is one team doesn't have a shaman. That's all. That's all we know.
We have multiple setups. Like we have different builds, I guess you could say, depending on which direction we want to go. Be it geographical, racial, religious, fucking completely off the wall random. We have different builds for each one. But one of the builds I'm actually a fan of includes one team not having a shaman. And I figured that might be okay because A, shamans are a luxury, not a necessity, and B, because if you have cool enough races, some people just love to play certain races. And if a bunch of the cool races are on one team, that's going to happen because nobody wants to play a fucking human.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
And you
some
guys are
people
dead
do.
set on item loot too.
Nilbog is very adamant about item loot. He wanted it on red, he didn't get it, and so he just wants to see it in action.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be a good idea.
But I'm convinced that we can come up with a system that will be fun, but will not make people rage quit when they lose something.
Because honestly, now I'm thinking your goal is to attract more blue players. Teams was good, but with item loot, you're going more and more niche.
Well,
I don't
see,
know.
I think that's because you're thinking live item loot. Like, we have ways to do it that, I mean, just anything you can imagine we can probably do. And so some of the ideas are just absolutely way outside of the box. And like there's a system, there was an idea for flagging whatever we determine as PvP items, be it inventory stackable things, clickables, or be it certain pieces of armor or certain whatevers. Anything that we would have flagged as a PvP item would show up, like when you right click on the player's corpse, only the lootable items would show up, and it wouldn't matter if they were in a bag or wherever, they would show up, and then you could just loot one of those. And it wouldn't be the end of the world if you lost it, but it would still be very helpful if you accumulated it. So things like that. We're not thinking like loot everything or anything crazy like that. I know Nilbog has this fantasy where a bunch of noobs in Crushbone slay a fungi twink and loot his fungi tunic.
That's how I got into this game. Funny story. Back in the day, when I played on Ralos, I was a ranger. It was a horrible time for me. But when I was a noob, the one of the twinks went link dead, and the whole newbie was swarming him. And back in the day, when you killed someone, you could anyone could loot. So one of the noobs got hooked up with FBSS and was like screaming, and I was like, "Holy shit, this game is awesome!"
I
Fun
got my
memories.
first silver jewelry because of item loot. So, I
Yeah,
mean, raiding, I was a noob and I was like, I'm gonna go kill some dark elves, those little bastards. And me and a group of people went to Nectulus and hunted some dark elves, and we felt really great about ourselves. And that's kind of what hooked me on EQ. I think item loot's a lot of fun. I think the current system is probably a little bit harder than most people would like. Um, what the fuck is that?
I don't know, dude. That was not me.
I'm running away. And so yeah, I mean, if Nilbog wants it, then we're gonna try to find a way to do it. And if we decide that it absolutely just cannot be done, then it might not go in. But we're gonna beat that horse until it's well beyond dead. Like, we need
yeah.
to make sure that it cannot work before we give up on it. Because if there's any way to make it work, we want to do it. So yeah,
Why don't you test it on Red 99?
because
Sounds like a great idea.
not fair.
Just use Red 99 as a test server.
It's
No, don't
just
do that.
not fair to do that at this point.
Well, we're big boys. We can handle things that aren't fair.
A lot of you aren't big boys, is the problem. And I know this because I see the petition queue.
We're better than blue, though, right?
Better is a relative term. It's a matter of perspective. I mean, how a server that is 10% of Blue's population generates as many petitions, I'll never understand. I will never understand. But that's a thing. It happens every single day. And,
I imagine.
the Blue server is meaner to my staff. And that pisses me off a lot. And that bit I'm not thrilled about. I've had to ban more people on Red for staff disrespect or harassment than anybody on any other server in the history of man. And I'm not just counting P99, I'm going back to VZTZ on that one. Yeah. Good staff is hard to find. I mean, that's the reason we couldn't do the Cleric Best of the Best on Red the way we did it on Blue. Because Red doesn't have enough staff to play 2 gladiators and host the event and keep eyes on stupid ass people that want to cast spells or run in the arena or try and ruin the outcome of the event because their best friend isn't winning.
When is the red best of the best?
When is the Red Best of the Best? For what class?
Or sorry, never mind.
I was gonna say we did a whole bunch of them already. You might have missed it.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I was playing some of them.
Druids are next on both servers. We might actually even do them on the same day. I'm trying really hard to wrap up Druid and Enchanter before Velius comes out. And Winter is coming. Winter's coming so fucking fast. So I need to really get on the ball with those.
Is the night dark and full of terror?
Yes. There's actually a lot of things that are dark and full of terrors. Fucking. So what do you guys have, or what's up next? What are you gonna say?
You was just talking about so many things had to be done before winter arrives. I was going to ask the obligatory question. When is Velius coming?
Various.
There's only Nilbog knows the answer to that. But I will tell you, like, I'm honestly not even sure how much time we have to add because of Alardi. So
About several decades.
I'm thinking like 2023, 2024.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. Once you account for Alardi penalties.
I'm not ready for Velius.
Red's probably going to get Velius much sooner because they're not going to have to deal with the Alardi penalty.
Nice.
Way to
So,
go, Red. You
good
guys
job,
win.
Red.
Winning.
That's how you fix the red population. You release Velius on it, but not blue.
Yeah, the chat is accusing Blue of using VPNs and boxing.
The chat is using.
They're accusing Blue.
Blue.
So Red is accusing Blue of using VPNs and boxing.
Yeah.
That's a troll.
Pretty
Oh.
sure
That is a
that's
big fat green troll in the chat. Can confirm that that is a troll.
Emelinda EQ.
Hold on. We got dumb people doing dumb things. Problem solved.
Nice.
I'm swift. Swift like ninja. So, what I can't believe there's no one in sublist. So, I don't know. Let me, you guys got opinions on teams? Lasher, Toon?
I got a question on the item loot actually. You said you were thinking about flagging PvP items. What kind of price range are you talking here? Are they going to be like just consumables like Puma stones, or is it going to be
Well,
like
I mean, it could be
resist?
anything that's considered a PvP item, from resist gear to pumice stones to blue diamond jewelry when that hits the shelves to, I mean, if you want to get real dirty, I could technically say an AON is a PvP item, especially on a team server.
So if I died right now, what am I looking at?
I
Well,
could
do
take
corpse?
everything.
you want me to come kill you and see what you got?
No, no.
Basically, I would kill you, and then when I right-click your corpse, the items that show up would be the items that you are allowed to loot from me. And they would consist of PvP items, like you said, clickies, potions, pumices, the conflag wands, resist jewelry.
You can't use conflag wands though.
Oh,
In PvP.
whatever. You get the point I'm making.
Yeah, yeah.
Silly items like green silken drake, the green robe for Trachanon.
Yes.
Oh, you're making me seasick.
Sorry, I'll stop running in circles.
Oh my goodness. Or put on fly mode. That'd be okay.
Why don't I have fly mode? Shit.
So are you thinking about protecting certain items that would just devastate the game, like
Well, we
Cloak
don't
of
want people
Flames?
to rage quit. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Anything that we feel can be replaced easily maybe might be flagged. Like, for example, a lot of people, if you can get a Cloak of Flames, it's probably easy for you to get another one. Not everybody, obviously, but maybe for most people that's the case. And so we would just look at things like that, I guess. Like, we want it to be fun. We want it to be rewarding. We don't want you to quit your fucking character because you just lost the item that defines you.
You're
You
also
know?
going to want to delete stop dogging question.
What did you just say?
I think you're having a stroke.
In your stream.
Oh, I see what she's talking about.
Stop dodging the question.
Yeah, ban
What's
that
the
guy.
question?
Oh, dodging. I like my reading better. Dogging.
Just say the question and then I can answer it. Don't say
Well, he
stupid
put a link
things.
in there. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not
ban
gonna
that guy.
click his goddamn links. I
Well,
don't
you don't
trust
want to
his
because
link.
I did.
Oh.
Knix is telling you that he needs to be banned because of the content of the link.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Keep up with us, Sirken.
Oh, Jesus. Don't click links in chat unless they're P99 links. Come on, guys. And Knix.
So how do you find the server?
You go to www.project1999.org. It's the greatest thing ever. I just don't have enough wind in my sails to do the whole plug right now. I will, though. I will. Going back to item loot, though. Like, there is no... like I said, we're handling it very carefully. as much as Nilbog wants it, I'd say nothing's actually guaranteed until you physically see it in place. Like, I mean, if there's really no good way to do it, then I can't imagine we're going to force it just for the sake of forcing it.
Yeah.
But at the
What
same
happens?
time, we
What happens
really
to
want
the?
it.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, at the same time, we really want it. So we are going to take the time to try and find a system. And if it exists, we're going to use it.
So what about the person that just never carries a PvP flagged item on them, like a wizard, or it's not very cool?
Well, then they're just going to suck at life because they're not going to have things that they need to survive. But I mean, also, are they not going to wear resist jewelry or resist items?
Naked wizards were pretty popular back in the day, if I remember.
Naked wizards are fucking scrubs. Yes, it happens. Yes, I played a caster, so I got one-shotted with Ice Comet real easily. I understand. But I don't think that will be the norm. Realistically... Oh, another thing somebody said was it was catering to bluebies or some shit. We want to try and cater to all types of players. You can't have a healthy PvP server if it's just hardcore PvPers. That's not the way to victory. You need every walk of life. You need bluebies, you need anti-PKers, you need raiders, you need hardcore PK people, you need people who just accidentally clicked on the wrong server but are too fucking lazy to re-roll on blue. You need all those kinds of people for the server to be successful, because that's one thing every server had, was a bunch of different types of people. Um, Oh, god damn it. Alright, Nyx, I'm giving you mod status.
Thank
Say
you.
something in chat.
Oh.
I don't care. Do what you have to do. Moderate my chat. I can't deal with it. Alright. Lasher, do you have anything? Team server related?
Sure. Um, what's the timeline going to be like? Do we know? Going to be like
Um,
3
we're
months, 1 year?
on the live stream, the roundtable thing, back in August, Rogan, I believe, mentioned a tentative timeline of 6 to 7 months.
All right. And then I guess on that round table, there's talk about merging Red server with Team server.
That's not decided.
All
We
right.
will, because here's the thing, like any server, if it's new, fresh start server, it's going to be popular, and it will probably still be popular in 6 months. So we can't just look at the population and be like, oh, well, this one has more people, so it must be better. We have to actually get feedback from people and see and spend time on the servers and just see which one is doing better. And then we will merge, and it will either merge into Red, or Red will merge into Teams, and we might cherry pick things from each one. So for in that example, let's say we do item loot with the Team server, and then we merge, and we decide to we decide to merge Red into Teams. That doesn't mean we'll keep everything that was on the Team server. Like we could at that point dump item loot and maybe keep the level range from the Red server and throw out the level range from the Team server. There's a few different ways we can go about the merge process. But for a timeline, I would go by with what Rogan said in August, which I believe was 6 to 7 months total.
All right. What about yellow text?
I will fight for yellow text.
All right.
But in all fairness, I feel I should tell you I will be fighting to get rid of global OOC. I will also be fighting for the ability not to talk to people outside of your team unless they're in the same zone as you.
I'd like that.
Because, you know what? It doesn't take too many balls to talk shit to me from Otis when I'm putting in work in Cebalus. So, if you want to talk trash, come to the zone I'm in. Say it to my face.
And say or shout?
I don't know.
So it
There
sounds
won't
like,
be. Sorry, hold on. There won't
yeah.
be cross-team trading. I can tell you that right now. But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. It sounds like the timeline's going to be sped up a little bit, which I think most people would like, except for it's going to kind of hurt the player who's going to play a hybrid, because all the like high level classes will get 50 in that 6 months period. You're going to have all these Shadow and Paladins who are just normal players at level 28 or whatever it is. Is there any discussion about maybe removing the hybrid penalty so that they can transition to each expansion with the rest of the server?
If Velius comes out before Teams, I imagine there will not be a hybrid penalty on Teams. That being said, I'm going to fight for there not to be one anyway, because it is only a 6 to 7 month long server, and we do want to accelerate character development so that when the merge happens, the team's characters are at least on competitively comparable to the existing Red 99 players.
Yeah.
Tegli, and answer your question, yes, I think Velius will be out before Teams.
What about language barriers? R99 Phantom wants to know.
R99 Phantom should have added me on fucking Skype by now. What's that about? Didn't happen. That's why I bring it up. But, I know you added me, buddy. You actually didn't add me. You sent me a message. But I'll add you in a second. So, do we have any other questions from you guys?
Yeah. Has there been any discussion about a GM-sponsored leaderboard by chance?
There has not. But I can bring it up the next time I'm with them.
Anyone remember how popular Red was when it first opened?
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Half those people didn't realistically ever plan on staying on that server.
I just want to know if you think teams would be more or less popular.
I think when all the people who are just riding the flavor of the month wave fade away, Red, or rather Team, should see 400 to 500 people. I'll be really shocked if it's not 400 or 500 people.
Like day one, or you're talking like
Day one, I'd expect more.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, easily you could probably see 600-700 people, especially if it's going to have Velius on it. That being said, when it all fizzles down and everything's said and done, you're going to have the 150 to 190 people that log in from Red already. They can piss and bitch and moan, say they're going to quit, but they're not going to quit. They've been playing the same game for 14 years. This is not going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So,
Yeah.
they'll play. And then there are a bunch of people on the blue server who have tried Red but didn't like it for whatever reason and just went blue. And I know a lot of them are interested in going back and trying TeamsPVP because they won't be on their own from day one and get ganked by everyone. And then EQ Mac is closing. We expect that to bring in a bunch of people just because we're hoping Velius will be out not too long after that. And then just new servers bring people. We're going to advertise and plug the absolute shit out of it. And we're going to try to get a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, speaking of EQ Mac, I forgot to mention training. It's not going to be too popular with them.
I don't give a shit what's popular with them.
I'm just.
Are you talking about training just in VP when you say training?
I don't know the whole story, but they got trained pretty hard, I think, on that server.
Because there's only one zone right now that allows training.
True.
It's not like the entire server is just a fucking train fest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining too hard about the trains. I mean, bring it on. I mean, personally, but I'd like to see more, a little bit more PvP.
I had heard that thing about EQ Mac, and them being worried about the trains. I don't really get that.
Well, it's just a point I tried to raise. I don't know.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. All right, we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Let me think. Let me check the chat. Is what I'm gonna do. Will there be level caps or ability to level to 50 from day one? There won't be level caps, but it's gonna take more than 24 hours to get to level 50. I guarantee that. Oh, let's see. This guy's probably not even in game. He is. I was wrong. Alright, so Knix, Derubael, give me your opinions on Team Server while I do some stuff.
Oh god.
Sounds interesting. I don't know if it's my bag though. I like EQ. I like the game I'm playing.
Well, Nick, you're very blue, which
You're
is
right, I
probably
am.
why you don't like the idea of the team server.
Nick,
Yep.
you're too nice for the PvP server.
It's true. You are
Don't
too nice.
don't play over there. They'll ruin you. They'll corrupt you.
But
Come
you're
play over
trying to
here.
advertise it.
Get an adrenaline rush once in a while. It'll be good for you.
No, enough of the red players are in R and F that it's enough for me.
Yeah, there's some people who just can't do PvP. There's
There's
some people
less.
who
It's
can't do it.
it's less accessible over here.
But that's the thing is there's just some people who can't live with having to watch their back at all times. They want to be able to AFK in the EC tunnel or
Yeah, pretty much. That's me. That's what I liked about the Druid is I just I would do my quad kite or whatever, yeah, and then I'd go sit and met up and chat,
right,
get
and
some
that's something
chats.
she can't do that on a red server.
No,
Yeah,
you can't.
I did level up to 23 on a cleric, but I hid in a corner while I had to med up in the mountains. It was pretty funny. Nobody found me. Not that I was worth killing or anything, but I did make it to 25.
Don't think so low of yourself. You're absolutely worth murdering. So, Derubael, if you weren't a staff member, would you be interested in playing on the team server?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, red server. I like the red server the way it is personally, but I think Teams is cool just because we're gonna have more people playing there.
Did you, before you joined staff, did you ever play or tinker on the red server?
Yeah, I was definitely active on the red server.
Oh shit!
So I'm blue and red. I'm purple, I guess.
Do you
I
know?
like both servers.
Do you know the red server's listening?
I do.
They can hear you say that, so that's clearly GM corruption.
Obviously, yeah. I favor somebody over there.
See, I tried to just treat everybody like shit, and
Well, yeah, that's kind of the staff policy.
that's my approach. If everybody's upset, I've done a good job.
I don't know. I'm kind of like team support. So if my team needed me over there, I'd probably go over there and level up so that I could support my team.
I see, I see. Well, who's gonna be in charge? Derubael, you're in charge. I'm going to piss.
Go for it. So not cast one. Why do we need more staff on these servers? We don't need a rule list in 2 years. Blah blah blah. Okay. The reason why we need staff on the red server is because while you guys do a fairly good job of policing yourselves, there's a huge percentage of the population who's not super vocal and on the forums all the time that fucking hates you guys and wants the staff to come and help when you guys are being pieces of shit. That's why we need staff on the red server. I love you guys, I really do. I have a lot of fun over on the red server. I don't hate any of you, but you guys can be fucking shitty sometimes. And that's kind of the bottom line. That's why we need staff on the red server. That's why Zayd is there. That's why I'm there. That's why every once in a while Ambrotos comes over and just rips you guys a new asshole for no reason.
Oh, that happened to me.
This is something that does happen. If Ambrotos is over there, it means there's something going on.
Hmm.
There is a rule list on red. No training. What else is
Has
a
no,
rule on red server? I can't even remember at this
has
point.
no
No
training
training.
always been a rule on red? Or was it a
Yeah.
rule but it wasn't really enforced?
No, it's always been a rule on red. No training.
What's considered training?
Grabbing mobs and using them to give somebody an XP death.
What about fearing mobs?
I
What
don't
about
think
starting a
that.
CT cycle?
That's all. That's all been discussed 100 times. Don't try and catch me in something here.
CT
Well, it's been
cycle's
discussed
freaking.
because, like, in the middle of a PvP is when people get upset because in the middle of PvP someone does something and GMs rush in and stop PvP because someone started a
But has that ever
CT.
happened?
Yes.
I mean, that has
Has that
happened.
happened
It's
recently?
been a long time. It's been a
I don't know. I
real.
haven't played recently.
Has
I
it
played
been
when
in the last 6 months?
Has it been in
I
the
played
last
when
year?
I played when the rules were created mid PvP.
Alright, well, here's the thing. Anything that happened before I was a GM, I don't even care about. And I wasn't a GM until about 2 minutes after Amalinda was removed from staff. Before that, my hands were tied as tightly as Derubael's hands are right now. Ed,
Yeah, for sure.
I have a really weird boner right now, but continue.
Interesting.
awesome.
Good info. Good info.
Alright, I'm closing this because we're done talking about that. And I'm turning off the weather because I can. And here's the thing. I know some things weren't handled great back in like November of 2011, which was 2 years ago now. But nobody, and by nobody I mean the only GM on the server at that time, Amalinda, is no longer on the staff. You know me, Lasher, you know me very well. I'm not a corrupt or unfair individual. I may get things wrong from time to time, but I'm usually willing to talk to the person unless they act like a complete douchebag.
I guess my concern is just it's not the corruptness, it's just GMs making like just quick decisions mid PvP.
Alright, well, my policy is I let the PvP happen, and if there's shenanigans, if I see shenanigans, I'll get involved. I won't stop group PvP, but I might death touch a person who's doing some shit they shouldn't do. I'm not going to repop mobs during encounters if there's PvP and shit. I know on VZTZ I did that sometimes just to preserve the PvP, but that would be like if we're up in hate and I see the entire zone just land on the 2 guilds. I'm going to repop the zone or depop a bunch of mobs because I'd rather see group PvP than everybody just get wiped to a bunch of NPCs. I don't do that here on Red 99 though. I have a very staff should be National Geographic, let the wounded baby's gazelle get eaten by the lions and just photograph and look at fraps later.
Hinch wants to know, gosh, the red community is the reason I don't want to play on red. Why are you guys so hateful towards something that's free?
Well, not everybody is. I mean, a lot of the red community is really awesome people. I break their balls a lot, but at the end of the day, I feel I can because a lot of them I've known longer than P99's even been a thing. And the rest of them I feel just have thicker skin than the blue server, and so they can take it. I can't talk about blue players the way I talk about red players because they'll lose their fucking mind and go to Nilbog and be like, GM Sirken said I was a douchebag, blah blah blah. And the red
You know,
server, they know that I'm just saying they're a douchebag. If they feel like
Because
calling
we're
me a douchebag,
douchebags.
they can call me one too. We have a very open relationship. But a lot of them aren't bad at all. It's just the ones that are bad are very loud. They make a lot of noise, and that's really all people see. They see the people in OOC being stupid. They see the people on the forums that act stupid. And they're like, nope, fuck this. Oh, and so Red gets a bad rap because of the vocal minority. But that's it. So I feel like that answers that question.
Yeah.
Bad things are global OOC.
Ali, is that Aletha says basically blue is a bunch of girls?
Oh, thanks, Cubani. What did you just say? Oh, because blue players are giant babies? Is that it?
No, girls. Bunch of girls.
Oh. Oh, poor blue. Turds, I didn't, unless you said something about staff or one of my guests, I wouldn't have banned you. Those are really the only, or if you were talking about RMT, those are the, or if you're a spam bot, those are the only 4 reasons you'd get banned.
Whoa.
I'm
And,
timing people out when they link stuff that's not appropriate
or
and
if
when they
you're
talk bad
linking
about the
things,
staff.
linking will get you timeouted as well.